Hello everyone, welcome back into the channel. If you are new here, my name is Andrew, and along with my wife Jessica, we run a full-time online reselling business named 5 Little Ducks Resale. So during the course of our business, we go to garage sales, thrift stores, and estate sales. We find items for cheap, and then we flip those items online for a profit on sites like Mercari, Poshmark, and of course eBay. So I thought that I would mix it up in today's video and actually start with the what solds. This was from May 12 through May 18. And of course, we always start with eBay. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first item from this time period was this Super Mario Toad figurine. He was a 4-inch loose action figure who sold for $8.99 plus shipping. Next up, we had this Pusser's West India men's size large cotton and silk blend Hawaiian shirt, and it sold for $14.99 plus shipping. The next item came from that large Army haul. This was the U.S. Army Sustainment Center of Excellence OCP patch. This ended up selling for $3.99 plus shipping. This next item was from the big Lego Mania haul, and if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. We published it, I think, right around Thanksgiving of last year, and it was just an amazing, amazing haul. Regardless, this item sold from that. This was the Thomas Motor Road and Rail Sodor Engine Car Wash. It was just the building only, and we sold it on a best offer of $9.09 plus shipping. Next up was this vintage Birdsong electronic identifier. Now, this was a new old stock item. It was still sealed in the package, but it no longer worked when the buttons were pressed. And so I had a lot of disclaimers in the listing saying that most likely the batteries were dead, and there still was no guarantee that even if new batteries were added, that it would work. But regardless, I sold it for $14.99 plus shipping. This next item was from one of our many flatware bulk buys. This was a vintage Viceroy plate, 6-inch silver plate teaspoon with a G lettered monogram on the handle. This sold for $1.99 plus shipping. This next item was a Transformers. This was 2008 Skydive, and he was part of the Greater Superion figure. He was a purple A10 plane, and he sold for $14.99 plus shipping. This next item was a pickup that Jess found at a local thrift store. This was a Spartina 449 leather and linen shoulder bag. We had this listed originally for $25, but we ended up taking a best offer of $20 plus shipping. And if memory serves, I think we paid about $8 for this purse. The next item was this vintage High Noon men's size large grayish blue cowboy Western Pearl Snap Rodeo long sleeve shirt. And this ended up selling for $24.99 plus shipping. This next item was Frofro the Green Frog. He was a Bun Bun stacking plush, and he ended up selling for $4.99 plus shipping. Following that was this lot of 4 vintage Girl Scout sashes from the 1970s with a lot of merit badges and pins. And together these sold for $24.99 plus shipping. Now this next item was an extremely long tail item. I picked it up from a garage sale for probably a couple of dollars, and I didn't end up selling it for more than that. This was a Duck Dynasty Jace Robertson 10-inch figure. It was new in open box, and ultimately it sold for $4.99 plus shipping. This next item was one of the ones featured in a recent haul video. This was one of the manga novels. This was the 2006 Shonen Jump Manga Plus Advanced Compilation Edition, and this one ended up selling for $9.99 plus shipping. Up next was a individual Lego manual. This was for Lego Friends Mia's Horse Trailer, set number 41371. This was the instruction manual only, and it sold for $2.99 plus shipping. The next item up was from one of our many craft pickups. This was Autumn Leaves, Swirls and Flourishes. It was a clear mount stamp set, and it sold for $3.99 plus shipping. Next up, we had this lot of 4 Kim Rogers women's size extra large ladder elbow short sleeve tops. There were 2 new with tags and 2 pre-owned included, and together these sold for $29.99 plus shipping. So this next item was actually kind of a cool thing. I actually found it at an estate sale. It was actually in the closet on a piece of clothing. And so I detached it and I let them know that I had found it, and they only charged me about 50 cents for it. But it was a really cool House of Blues pin that I had a really hard time identifying. Now, I wasn't sure if this was an employee pin that had a name on it, but I did some digging into the House of Blues. It's evidently backed by a charity, and they have some sort of outreach program potentially in India, and they actually had one of these words in their motto. And so again, I wasn't sure if it pertained to that or if it was actually a person's name. But regardless, it was a pin. This was a House of Blues Mandela Lotus Flower Design Dharma hat pin, and I ended up selling this for $14.99 plus shipping. And now the final eBay sale of today's video was from our giant Lego haul. This was a Lego Star Wars set. This was Star Wars number 75120, the K2SO buildable figure. It was 100% complete with box and manual, and it sold for $39.99 plus shipping. So now let's go ahead and transition over to our Mercari store. Now, since Mercari actually implemented their no seller fees policy, they actually shifted a lot of those fees over onto the buyer side, and I had noticed a big drop off in sales when that happened. Now it's been in place for quite some time, and I'm finally seeing some sales starting to creep back in, so that's a good thing. So we will start off Mercari with this. This was a 2005 Take-Along Thomas Center Island Quarry. It was a replacement piece and accessory lot, and we sold this for $12 plus shipping. This next item we actually ended up selling twice. The first time we had sent it out and it came back as undeliverable, and we had no contact from the buyer, so who knows what happened with that. But regardless, it sold again. This was a new sealed We Are Memories Keepers gift box punch board with scoring tool, and we ended up selling this again for $12 plus shipping. This next item was featured as one of many items from our big PLUSHIE-MANIA haul. This was an estate sale where we bought just a ton of plushies. This was a vintage Enesco 1998 Precious Moments Tender Tales 7-inch reindeer plush. And this ended up selling for $10 plus shipping. This next item was again from our Lego Mania haul, and this didn't just consist of Legos, but Thomas the Train, Transformers, Lego. There was just a ton of stuff. So again, urge you to check that out. This was a vintage lot of Thomas the Train play rail blue tracks. This had splits and switches and curves. We ended up taking a best offer on these of $40 plus shipping. And the final Mercari sale, again, was also from our large Lego Mania buy. This was the Transformers Crossovers, Marvel Spider-Man Helicopter, and Iron Man Jet. The jet had the missiles, and the helicopter had the engine covers, which were loose accessories. And together, these sold for $30 plus shipping. So that brings us to Poshmark and the last sale of the video. This was a pair of women's shoes. This was a pair of Keens, women's size 8, Catalina slip-on casual red canvas shoes. And these ended up selling for $18 plus shipping. So now, where I would normally close the video, I am going to actually direct you over to last week's hauls. Hey everyone, just wanted to walk you through what we had picked up this past weekend for sourcing. So we only got a chance to do 1 day's worth of sourcing, and that was on Friday, because on Saturday we ended up going to a Renaissance fair to help celebrate my brother-in-law's 34th birthday. So we didn't pick up as many items as I hoped, but I think what we picked up is going to turn out pretty good. So let me walk you through everything here real quick. At the first sale, I picked up a number of these 31 bags, and I've done okay with 31 bags in the past. Now they do take some time to find the right buyer, so they might sit a little bit, but I think that I've priced them competitively. But they were only $1 a piece, and I picked out only the ones that I saw that were still new in the bag. So there's just a couple of different kinds here. This is like a beauty bag or a folding sort of makeup organizer bag. I had 2 of those in 2 different patterns. It's a similar style, but it's just considered a family organizer. I think the pocket layout is somewhat different on this one. And there's a couple of these ones, which are just single pocket totes. Similar style, they have kind of that cross hatch pattern there. That's still pretty cool. And these are actually car visor organizers. Looks like one's sticking to the other. So that's kind of what it looks like. So you attach it to your car visor, and it's got a bunch of extra pockets and whatnot, kind of handy. And then this last one is a jewelry case. It's a foldable one. It has multi-pockets and whatnot. So not too bad there. Like I said, I picked up these for $1 a piece, and they're listed anywhere between $10 and about $15, depending on the item. At another sale, I found these vintage unused Highlights Mathmania and Puzzlemania workbooks. And this type of stuff, if you can find them in good enough size lots, can do fairly well, especially if you use keywords like homeschool or something like that. So these are obviously geared more towards kids to keep up with their math skills, but they're made by that Highlights magazine, the one they always read in the doctor's office or whatnot. But the lady had a bunch, and I picked up most of what she had. You can see that there's a little bit of writing in there, but for the majority of these, they are all unused. And there are 39 total, so it's just a mix between these Mathmania ones and Puzzlemania ones. Picked them up for $1 a piece, so I paid up, I just gave her an even 10, even though there's 39. But I have them listed for $75. So I saw a similar comp, which averaged roughly about $1.75 a book. So I upped it just a little bit. So it's about $1.90 per book. So I didn't think that was too bad. But again, that's a lot of books. That's close to 40 books. So quite a big score there. At another sale, well, it was actually the same sale as where I got these 31 bags, had this cool Logitech keyboard. It is older. It's a PS2 keyboard, so it's not USB, but it is obviously wired. But the reason why I picked it up is because it's still brand new. This has been listed as an open box. Check this out really carefully. Took it out of the bag to photograph it, obviously, but it's super clean. I don't think it's ever been used. There's an attachable palm rest as well, and it still has the original accessory pack, drivers presumably, but that's still sealed as well. And so I have that. I paid $5 for this, and I have it listed for $25 currently. This was a freebie item. This came from my daughter's wedding. This was a holdover. She actually used these for a guest book idea where people would take selfies and group pictures and whatnot and put them in a kind of a memory album. So it's one of those Instax Polaroid Mini 8 cameras from Fujifilm, and it comes with a package of film as well. Picked up a couple of blank tapes at an estate sale for super cheap. It was like half off day. So you saw the other tapes that I purchased the other day. So, I think it was $1.50 for these, and I have them listed for $8. So no big money there. And then finally at another sale, picked up a couple of packages of vintage stickers. So now it's not super big money, but obviously these were really cheap to buy. These are $1 a piece. This one was from 1997, and similar models, the Stickity Doodah from Gibson, they seem to do well. So I have it listed for $3, but $1 into $3, it's not too bad, I guess. They're small sales. I like kind of spanning the range of items in my store from, kind of really expensive to not expensive at all. So you kind of get all the different eyes on your products. And then finally, some different graphic pencils. If you're a viewer of the channel for any length of time and you watch the What Sold videos, you've seen that I sold the Dora pencils a while back. Again, you're not going to get rich making Dora pencils or selling Dora pencils or Cars pencils or Incredibles 2 pencils, but it just brings traffic to your store. Maybe they're here to look at something like pencils and they ended up buying something else. Who knows? You just never know. And this is just all miscellaneous stuff from previous that I have to clean up. So again, only 1 day's worth of sourcing, but I think that we did pretty well considering the ROI for the keyboard and especially those Mathmania books. I think that's going to be the biggest score of the weekend. So hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll watch for these on some upcoming What Sold segments, and we will catch you next time. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. It's a real short video this week, but that means that I am back on track with my video production schedule. So that's a good thing. So again, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoy this sort of content, go ahead and click the like button below and even consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help us out. So with that, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.